howdy. It is your host, Super Poopy. So, anyways, today I'm wearing something different. But what is it? This is what I have so far of my Japanese Imperial uniform. As you can see, I do not have all the stuff. I don't have the officer collar tabs. This is a button shirt I just got randomly out of my closet. So I doubt it's a Japanese regular officer shirt. Over here, we have British putties. These are British, not Japanese. Although similar, to be honest, British putties will get the job done. Over here, we have the dress gloves. The Japanese, even in combat, they would wear dress gloves. Over here, we have the kamikaze headband. Now, I do not have the regular rising sun headband, but this is the kamikaze one. But I mean, for now, it'll do. And if you don't know what kamikaze stands for, it stands for divine winds. Kami meaning God, and then kazi, storm or winds. You know, just a little fun fact in case you guys wanted to know. But yeah, this is as far as I got. And to be honest, these are just my regular ankle boots. They're not really battle, but you know, they get the job done. They look classy, and they can pass for World War I, World War II boots. They get the job done. But you know, for sure, when my financial situation gets better, I will get the real deal, like the ones with the freaking clamps, so I could do the salute and go. You know, I'm not about to do it here, you know, because then YouTube will go hard on me. But yeah, that is another discussion I want to talk about. I wanted to talk about the situation with the showing the Nazi symbols, the SS in YouTube. So about that, like I said in my Instagram, I'm not gonna be censoring myself on Instagram. I'm gonna go all out. Like, of course, I'm gonna put the disclaimer. I'm gonna let them know I'm not a Nazi. I'm a historian. I'm a history enthusiast. I'm an artist, and that's what I'm gonna let them know. But for YouTube, I'm gonna have to censor myself. I ain't got no choice. They're going hard on the Nazi symbolism on everything, and I'm just gonna have to cover, like, if my SS uniform, if I'm wearing my SS uniform for a YouTube video, I'm literally gonna have to put tape over the SS color tabs and the sleeve eagle, or it will go on the left side. No, whatever, that's besides the point. But yeah, so in order to fix this problem, I'm gonna have to move down to World War I. So I'm gonna be doing World War I officer reenactments. Now, I forgot what the division I'm reenacting is called, but it's a skirmishing squad. It's similar to the Jagger troops, or Jaeger, I'm not sure which one it is. If you know how to pronounce it, please do correct me, feel free. And yeah, so basically they were like a skirmishing squad. So they would basically kind of like guerrilla warfare. They would shoot, fall back, shoot, fall back, kind of just calling them, you know. It consisted of a bunch of sharpshooters and stuff. But yeah, that'll be fun. I'm not as educated as I am to World War II, World War I, but I'll make the best of it. Thanks to Andy Nidell, I'll be getting a lot of help from him. Well, no, not direct help, but from just watching his YouTube videos. So Andy Nidell, he's not working with me or anything like that, although I would love him to. But yeah, I'm just watching his channel, getting informed what divisions are what they do, what they specialize on, which one's the coolest, which one would be my favorite. But yeah, for some reason, people, now I'm changing the subject right here a bit, but for some reason people are giving like Japanese World War II kind of like a pass, which is a good thing, and another way a bad thing, because when people see Waffen SS or a Waffen SS reenactor, they're like, oh, what a dick. He's you know, he's representing the Nazi era. He's representing the war crime, all the horrible things that have happened. And to be honest, most of the infantry, they didn't commit war crime. I mean, I know the SS Durlwagner. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not denying that they didn't commit committed war crime. They did commit war crime. But to be honest, war crime was on all sides of the war. But these days, people are giving the Japanese a pass. You know, because like everyone's so focused on the Holocaust. Everyone's so focused on the horrible things that the SS did in the Eastern Front, and they seem to forget all about what the Japanese did on the islands in the Pacific, Nanking, Unit 731. What's that, huh? In fact, the United States gave a few people that were in charge of Unit 731, which was a Japanese regiment that was dedicated to doing live experiments, human experiments on humans in China. And they gave some of the people that were in charge of that regiment a pass in exchange for information to the United States. So those guys who kidnapped wives, children, husbands, and just stuck needles in them and saw what happened, they got a free pass. You know, people seem to forget about the brutality of the Japanese during World War II. Now, I'm not saying that all Japanese are evil. There are some very good, honorable men that were in the Japanese army. For instance, Hironoda, he was a good man. I respect him, and honestly, I look up to him. He was a good person. But the thing is, there is a lot of Nanking veterans, and I mean, the rape was just insane. It was to the point, like literally 100,000 women were getting raped a month. It was that bad. And I just think it's really contradicting when, like, you see people wearing the Japanese uniform and everyone's like, you know, what's that? They don't recognize that. And it just seems like people are less educated on the what was going on in the Pacific, you know? But yeah, the Japanese were really brutal, really bad. And again, I'm not saying all Japanese, there were good men too, but it's just kind of contradicting. Like, when I wear this uniform, I get a pass, you know? And you know, you tell people about Nanking, or for instance, something that the Japanese did that was very horrible was when they were fighting against the Americans, usually Marines and stuff, in order to convince the civilians in the Pacific Islands or whatever, and it happened in Maling Islands. I'm not going to be too specific, but they have been caught, like literally getting the prettiest woman of the island, raping them in front of the entire village, and then saying, this is what the Americans are going to do to you, which is very contradicting. But you know, the people, they were just scared. They were in fear. They were like, oh my God, the Americans are going to do this to us. You know, if these guys are doing this to us, imagine what the Americans are going to do. And it was not like that at all. Another thing, Saipan. In Saipan, the propaganda, the Japanese propaganda was so strong that when the Americans arrived, literally the people of Saipan were jumping off the hills and stuff and like committing suicide and just taking a hard slamming to the rocks. And it's just really terrible what happened in the Pacific Theater, in China, Korea, the comfort women. It was just disgusting, a horrible thing. And I just, like, I think it's kind of silly that, like, you think World War II and you automatically think Nazi. Just Germans. That's all they think about. And, you know, I feel like we need to think about that more. And, you know, we're getting all these people, like, when I was in history class car's kind of loud. But when I was in history class in high school, I would get a lot of kids saying, you know, why are we studying this? Why do we need to learn this? It already happened. It's so we won't repeat the mistakes. History is more important than you think, alright? And my job as a reenactor is to remind people of the tragedies and the horrible atrocities, and not just the middle part of the war. You know, there are a lot of people that reenact World War II, and they just say the same old, just, oh, we're just reenacting as troops, not reenacting the bad side of the war. This is just a fun activity. But honestly, I feel that we need to reenact like the bad side too. Like, for example, in Poland, they reenacted the liquidation of the Jews in up there. It was like a college project, but honestly, that's a good thing because it reminds people. It shows what horribleness and how bad things were back then, and how to avoid such things, you know. And when you get Japanese, you just oh, bad guy, they're the victims because of 2 nuclear bombs. And don't get me wrong, what happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that was terrible. That was very sad. A lot of poor innocent children and a lot of, you know, regular everyday people just perished in a matter of seconds. So yeah, that was a sad part. But yeah, you know, you can't. You know, the Germans also were victims to carpet bombings, a lot of civilians. The bombing of Dresden, that was, you didn't need to do that, U.S. And, you know, I'm not trying to say U.S. is a bad guy, you know. We all give in to anger, we all give in to jealousy and stuff, you know. But, you know, to be honest, in World War II, there really was no exact bad guy. It was just mainly the politicians, you know, the politicians and the true believers. And I mean, even troops after World War II, they showed them what was being done to the Jews, and even they disagreed. You know, they knew that, oh, well, you know, anti-Jewish propaganda, they knew, but they didn't exactly know what was going on. Like I've said thousands of times, they were just young men taking orders from old people they don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to bring awareness to that. And, you know, I'm going to be doing more videos with this awesome uniform. This is all I got so far. I will be getting more stuff. In fact, on Amazon, they sell original color tabs, World War II. And it literally says right there, Japanese government. So they have a whole bunch left over. And I heard Japan is wants to regain its military, which I personally think it's a good thing. Because, you know, the Japanese, they were a culture that revolved around the warrior, and basically with them after World War II, they were just stripped of their culture, and now, well, what do they got? Anime, hentai. But yeah, it'd be great to see Japan in the battlefield again. Just of course not like World War II, not repeating those mistakes. And there are people that are afraid they're going to repeat those mistakes, but I personally don't think they'll do that. I mean, after all, the U.S. and Japan are close allies, so I think it'll go great. And especially because, you know, Japan feels threatened by North Korea in the current situation. But anyways, I'm kind of just blabbering off about God knows what. But I will be uploading this video, and leave a like and subscribe. Heck, probably next video I'll probably do some sick moves. You know, I got a samurai sword, and I kind of know a few moves. Probably take a few videos of that and put like some cool audio, Yukio Mishima talking, so it'll be like a cool inspiration video. But yeah, I'm not dissing the Japanese or anything. I think they were a very respectable and brave enemy. Like, they were running towards machine guns with samurai swords. And come here, sausage. Not sausage like the YouTuber, like this dog. He's a good boy. And also, I'll probably be using him for reenactments too. Not using you, like, he'll probably have no problem joining me. He's a good dog. But anyways guys, that is it for now. I don't have any other information. That is just all I wanted to say about the inequality, you know, how they think of Germans when they say World War II, and how they think of the Japanese. And the Japanese, they just kind of see them as another enemy, but they don't think of the war crimes, you know. But anyways, yeah guys, like, subscribe, and show some support. And Tenno Heka Banzai. I would yell louder, but there's children here, I don't want to scare them. So yeah, love y'all.